go.
Hi guys, and welcome to my Fuchsbau tutorial. This is my third Grimm tutorial, and the Fuchsbau is a lovely and cute character, and it's not really a difficult look to do. It just takes a lot of time because you have to paint all of these, and that takes some time. Before we start this video, please don't forget to give it a likey and leave a comment if you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you like, share this video because sharing is caring. All the products that I use will be listed in the description below, and otherwise you can find them on my Instagram. Thank you! So the first step to transforming yourself into a Fuchsbau is getting some orangey face paint or light brownish face paint and a foundation brush. And I'm just starting to paint the outer sides of my face, leaving the center open. Now taking a darker brown face paint, I'm just gonna paint all of my forehead, the sides of my cheeks and my jaw, just a bit of the outer ring of the orangey face paint I painted on before. Taking that same orangey slash brownish face paint, I'm using my big foundation brush and I'm painting it on the sides of my neck, my chest and my shoulders. Just basically everything that is visible on camera. And again, I'm leaving the center of my neck and chest open. Now I'm just adding some more orange onto the brown, to the edges of the brown, just to mix the two colors a bit more together and to create a bit more of a gradient instead of a harsh line. Taking another brush and some white face paint, I'm filling in the edges that I left open and just filling in the center of my face and the center of my neck and chest. Now to create a bit more of a gradient between the white and the brown face paint, I'm taking a bit more of the white face paint on my brush and I'm also adding some more water, so the color is a bit more watered down and a bit less vivid. And I'm adding that just on the edges of the orange face paint, and I'm dragging the color outwards and I'm dragging the orange color inwards. I'm just going enough up and down to create a nice gradient. And for the face I'm also using a bit more of a stippling effect, using a lot of water and just a bit of face paint to create more of a gradient and to add a nice effect to it that looks a bit natural. Now taking a detailing brush, I'm filling in my eyebrows using some dark brown face paint because the Fuchsbau has a really dark brown eyebrows, and I'm making them a bit more bold than my eyebrows actually are because they have some pretty thick eyebrows. And using my detailing brush again, I'm creating the little nose that the Fuchsbau has, which is a pretty normal black round animal nose, and I'm just dragging it a bit downwards at the center of my nose, making it look a bit more longer and a bit more animal-like. It looks so cute and so funny, and just a bit weird, but that's okay. Taking my detailing brush again and the same brown face paint I used on my forehead, I'm just adding up some feathery effect at the upper side of my nose to create more of a gradient. And the Fuchsbau tends to have a bit more of the darker fur just above her nose, so I'm just recreating that from images that I've seen before. And using some dark brown eyeshadow, I'm just fluffing that out and creating a bit more of a natural effect and a bit softer effect. Now to add a bit of a highlight on the nose, I'm just using a tiny bit of white face paint or eyeshadow, whatever you prefer, to add a bit of a highlight. Using a really tiny brush, I'm trying to create the tiny hairs that the Fuchsbau has around her face, and the hairs just start growing in the center of her face from out her nose, and they're all growing outwards in the same direction that your normal hairs would grow outwards on your face. So make them go up on your forehead, down on your chin and outwards on your cheeks. This is a really time consuming part, and you just have to have a lot of patience for it and just make really light feathery strokes to create a more natural effect. If your strokes are a bit too dark, just add up some more water and just feather them out a bit. And just layer them a lot on top of each other to create a more natural looking effect, because they're really just hairs. I'm also using the dark brown face paint to cover up the orange part of my face, neck and chest area. For the neck I'm using a bit longer strokes because painting all of those really tiny hairs was just too much work and it just takes too much time, and the hairs tend to grow longer at the other body parts of the Fuchsbau, so it doesn't really matter. If you want the hairs to look a bit lighter, you can add some white powder over it to make them look a bit more faded, and if you like really dark brown hairs, you can just leave them as they are. So to make myself look a bit more like an animal or a Fuchsbau, I'm taking an angled brush and some black eyeshadow, and I'm just outlining my eyes, putting it a bit under my eye and just some extra in the inner corner of my eye, because if anything makes you look like an animal, it's an elongated inner corner of your eye, so just put a lot of black on that. I'm just using some brown eyeshadow on my eyelid to make it a bit more darker and sunken in. And the Fuchsbau usually has some pretty dark eyes, so I'm just using a bit of eyeliner on my upper lid and making a teeny tiny wing, because at some pictures she has a wing on her eye, so that's okay. Using a bit of mascara just to darken up my lashes. And I painted over my lips, which you shouldn't do because apparently the Fuchsbau has just some darker lips. Or some natural looking lips, whatever you prefer, so just leave them be. And I popped in some brown contacts that I got, and I think they really finished the look. It really brings all of it together because my blue eyes just weren't fitting in at all. And that's basically everything there is to this look. If you want to go a little bit extra, you can make some latex ears like I did. And whatever you do, if you apply latex ears, don't forget to oil your hair or it'll stick to your hair and you'll spend the rest of your life combing out the latex pieces like I did. But if you do it right, it's gonna look pretty awesome and pretty cute. And that is everything there is to this look. I really enjoyed making this. I'm really a big fan of Grimm. I'm gonna make some more Grimm tutorials. And I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!